Hello and welcome to this episode of My Rep Chat Minute. Today we're going to talk about how do you engage a prospect with text message when you have positive consent enabled on your account. Now, many My Rep Chat users have positive consent enabled by their organization, and that requires you to get permission or consent from the client or prospect to exchange text messages with them. Now, it's actually very important that you get consent, especially if you're going to use texting in any way, shape, or form related to marketing. When it comes to marketing communication, you have to get permission from the client or prospect to use text message. And since most organizations don't know what you may or may not be using My Rep Chat for, a lot of organizations have consent turned on across the board, and it's still an okay thing, and hopefully everyone can understand why. Now, when you engage a prospect, the challenge, of course, is the prospect might not know who you are at the time you attempt to engage them through text message. And that can prevent some obstacles, but hopefully they're not obstacles you can't get over. Now, one thing to keep in mind is hopefully you've had some sort of an introduction to this person. And in that scenario, hopefully the text message that is requesting consent isn't coming out of the blue. And again, you have the ability with most organizations to customize that positive consent. So it might use your name and it might use your DBA. You can also sometimes make some changes so it only uses your name or only uses your DBA. There's some custom configurations available at certain organizations. So hopefully that will let this person know who you are and why you might be reaching out to them. That's obviously very important. But the other thing I want to point out is consent can be granted by the client by simply texting the word accept into your My Rep Chat number. Now, why is that so important? If I'm meeting somebody for the first time face to face, I might not want to send them the text message notification afterwards. I can just simply tell them they have to give me permission or consent to allow us to exchange a text message. They can take out their phone and just text the word accept, and that does the same thing. Same thing might happen through an email, right? I might be able to do the same thing through an email and let the person know. You can just grant, if you want to allow us to communicate through text, you need to accept consent, and you can do that by texting the word accept. So we've made it easy for you to text the message out, but again, keep in mind, you can explain to them what needs to be done in different matters and just have them accept consent just by texting that keyword to you. So that's one option you do have as well. If this person is completely unknown to you and they have no idea who you are, well, of course, this might be a little bit more challenging, but it's also exactly why it was created. Because if this person doesn't know who you are and they don't know that you're going to be texting them, that's exactly why this consent is required, especially when it comes to marketing or any sort of solicitations whatsoever. So in that example, a simple phone call might help, a follow-up voicemail letting them know that you left them a message or letting them know you're going to be sending them a message. Whatever it might be, you might need to use a couple of different methods to notify this person. Here's who I am, here's why I'm reaching out, and I'd love to open this channel of communication. So hopefully this helps and answers the question. It gives you some different ideas on how to engage a prospect using text messaging moving forward. And thanks so much for checking out this episode of the My Rep Chat Minute.